Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for being with us today. I'd like to welcome each of you to another FranTastic Insights video segment whereby we introduce to you some very prominent personalities, all of whom are having a very positive impact on the ever-growing world of franchising. My name is David Craghead. I'm the Chief Franchise Expansion Officer for FranServe, and also for the Franchise Dictionary magazine as well. And today, I'll be your host for this week's FranTastic Insights video segment. FranServe is recognized as the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. Our mission is very simple, and that is we change people's lives in a very positive way through franchise ownership. And we do that through a network of incredible franchise brands in 39 different industry categories. Our growth initiatives are supported by a growing portfolio of franchise consultants, now totaling just slightly more than 700 across the United States and Canada, all of whom are dedicated to helping their clients explore franchise opportunities that are deemed to be a perfect match for their individual search criteria. And today I'd like to introduce to you Matthew and Gary Lyons. They are representing the brand Disaster Blaster. Matthew is the president of franchise sales. Gary is the VP of operations. Headquartered in Dover, Delaware, Disaster Blaster is recognized as a full-service indoor restoration firm specializing in the correction and the reversal of the destructive effects of water damage, smoke damage, asbestos abatement, radon mitigation. They handle flooding, mold remediation, meth lab remediation, odor removal, you name it, vandalism repair. If it involves damage, Disaster Blaster can make it new again. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. As I pass the microphone to you this morning, please share with us your business model description and your latest perspective on Disaster Blaster.
So as you mentioned, we provide a lot of services. So Disaster Blaster currently provides 13 services through our franchisees, the most in the industry, allowing our franchisees to help their property owners in their local communities in a number of different ways, whether that's addressing a mold problem or an asbestos issue, basement waterproofing, meth lab remediation, water damage mitigation. Pretty much, I always say if it's in your house and you don't want it there, we have a service for it.
Are there any prevailing differentiators that are really unique to your brand, different from the competition?
I would say the diversity of our services, the breadth of the services that we do provide is certainly a huge differentiator for our brand. The average in our industry is about 4 services. We presently offer 13, and we're constantly working to develop new services and ability for our franchisees to help their local communities.
This helps the franchisee to sell more business because we can actually upsell them on existing customers on other services when we're out there. It happens all the time.
Regarding those 13 services, do your brand new franchisees launch their business providing services for all 13, or do they grow into that assortment of services?
They can do both. We have a core set of services, and they can add the additional services as they grow and as their territory and local community needs them, or they can launch with those services. One of the things I always give as an example is when someone has a mold issue, they're not going to want the mold problem to come back either. Disaster Blaster is uniquely situated through our basement waterproofing services and our humidity control to actually address those problems. So Disaster Blaster franchisees are essentially completing 2 projects for that customer, but they're doing so in a way that they're not going to be needed again. Whereas most companies in our field address the mold and then, it's back in a year. So we take care of the whole thing.
And I would assume that includes black mold as well, right?
Whatever the color is, we can take care of it.
Okay. Does Disaster Blaster have a mission statement that you could share with us?
We do. Being uniquely able to do so, our mission is to assist homeowners and business owners through the most difficult of circumstances, whether they're experiencing a large insurance claim or need help addressing an environmental hazard such as asbestos. We strive to help them through the process and ensure their homes and businesses are safe.
Very thorough. Thank you for that. That wasn't a trick question, but you sure did answer it well. Thank you. Tell me a little bit about any effects, if any, that the current economy is having on your business.
We're very fortunate in the restoration space and with the disaster blaster model specifically, that we're virtually recession proof. So while the economy is certainly a struggle for a lot of other industries, people always need our services. Pipes always break, storms always happen. So it's a model and a system that's primed for growth regardless of the economic condition.
So when a pipe bursts and water's in the kitchen floor, the customer doesn't care what Wall Street's doing, correct?
Exactly.
correct.
Yep.
Okay. Are you forecasting any significant changes in your business model over the next 5 to 10 years?
We are seeing an increase in certain storm events such as, polar vortexes, extreme winter weather, storm damage situations. So we do expect, as the environment kind of changes a little bit for us, that we're going to see more and more of that. And a greater need for disaster blaster storm response services.
Very good. When disasters happen, do the insurance companies call you or do the end users typically call you?
Both. We receive phone calls from insurance adjusters, insurance agents, from property owners. So, I mean, we have a very diverse clientele and customer base. And that works really well across all of our franchise system.
And because of the number of services that we offer, our clients are not necessarily primarily the insurance company either. We do a lot of work for realtors. We do a lot of work for business realty managers, that type of thing.
That's good. I hadn't thought about that. That's a nice extra revenue source, I would think, correct?
It's an excellent revenue source, and the other part of that is that when insurance company, there's no deductible, so you don't have to deal with that. And usually people think insurance companies are faster pay, but actually we found that the other customers are much faster pay.
Really? Okay. All right. Tell us a little bit about the design metrics of your territories. When we bring a new client to you, how do you create a new territory for that individual?
So each territory is between 150 and 200,000 in population, which is a very healthy territory to develop and grow. We feel that this is a good population base for a territory because it allows our franchisees to build a team of managers and technicians that are able to complete the work, so they can build something that can be semi-absentee as well. As far as the territory boundaries, we do follow zip codes, so they'll have a clearly defined territory and service area.
And as an emerging brand, the prospective carrier has a lot of input on what that territory is going to look like.
Sure. Okay. And for the benefit of our consultants and brokers who are watching this social media segment, do you have any what you would describe as really hot territories or desirable territories around the country that you would like for us to help you fill quickly?
Sure, absolutely. We feel that in Pennsylvania, the Philadelphia market would be an outstanding location for disaster blaster franchise territories. We also feel that the Florida market, Texas, New Jersey, and New York would be outstanding. We recently were approved for New York State, so we're ready to go.
Very good. Congratulations on that. That's not always
Thank you.
easy.
Thank you.
That took a while, didn't it?
It did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, congratulations. That's
Thank you.
that's a big nut to crack. So I'm glad you did that. I had a question on top of my mind. Let me see if I can find what it was. Oh yeah, very important question. As we interview prospective clients for you, tell me what you consider a perfect franchisee to look like.
Sure. So we feel that, quite honestly, a lot of our franchisees are assisting property owners through really trying times in their life. They just had a pipe break, they just had a fire in their homes. So we feel that someone that's compassionate and conscientious is a huge benefit. Someone that's self-motivated with a willingness or desire to build a team, with leadership or management skills. Sales and marketing skills would be great. Someone that's open to learn new things and a desire to help others. So, we think that really builds the perfect franchisee for our brand.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to me is somebody coming in here that's a team player that is excited about building a new opportunity.
Yeah, and experience isn't necessary. We handle all of the training. So they'll understand not just the service offering and how everything kind of fits together, but they'll be experts in insurance claims and where we fit in the real estate process by the time they're done with our training as well.
Okay. From the date of the signing of the new agreement with the new franchisee until the ribbon cutting and the service of their first client, typically what kind of time frame is that?
About 3 months. That allows us to get them through the training program, get all of that set up for them, their equipment package, all of that, as well as put together their grand opening marketing launch campaign. So there's a lot of little pieces that work in there, but we'll get everything lined up for them.
3 months, that's quick. That's really impressive. Does that include any warehousing?
They have an equipment package. They'll have to have some location to keep their equipment. We do allow them to operate from their home the first year, and then they can move to an office facility the following year.
Okay, all right. Now, can you describe the field support system that you provide to a franchisee after their initial training has been completed?
Well, with the mitigation restoration space, they're sure to run across questions or concerns when they're planning a large project or juggling multiple trades or what have you. We're always no more than a phone call away, and with 18 years as disaster blaster, 28 years in the restoration space, they're unlikely to run across anything we haven't actually seen before. So we likely have the answers for them. So we will be able to handle those questions either by phone or if necessary, we will travel out there and visit them. And we will be visiting with them periodically through the year as well.
People who know Matt and I well will tell you that we are enthused with helping other people succeed and helping them out. So that phone call when it comes in is not a hardship. It's actually an opportunity for us to excel.
And that speaks to your validation too, I'm sure, right? I would think. Okay. Is there one thing about this particular interview that I did not cover or a takeaway that you'd like our viewers to know about Disaster Blaster that I may not have given you an opportunity to discuss?
One of the things that we always like to stress is, wherever you are in the country, our services are in high need. There's always going to be pipe breaks. There's always going to be fires. There's always going to be property damage. And people are always going to need someone to step in and get that addressed for them. So that makes Disaster Blaster a great opportunity. We're virtually recession proof. The restoration industry is. The Disaster Blaster model even more so because of the varied service offerings that we have. So we're very excited with what we've built, and we very much look forward to sharing it with our franchisees.
The services also offer less seasonality than the other companies in our industry. So that's important because a lot of these companies have to lay off people during their slow season. And then especially in today's world, it's tough to find employees to fill it when the work picks up. So
That's not an issue with our model.
That's a good point that I didn't even think to ask. So there is no seasonality to disasters, correct?
There really isn't. When you have as many services as we have, what you do find is different services have a season, but across our broad range of services, there really isn't seasonality to the business itself.
Very good. Well, Gary and Matthew, I want to thank you for the privilege of your time today. This entire interview will be posted on the FranServe support site. It'll also be archived in the FranServe library, and it'll be uploaded to Instagram, to YouTube, to Facebook, and also to LinkedIn this coming week. So with that, again, we thank you, and we will adjourn today's FranTastic Insights recording and call this session a wrap. Gary and Matthew, thank you very much.
Thank you.